Hello everyone, this is Derek at the Bourbon Table, and I wanted to show you where I get my bourbon. In Pennsylvania, it's the state-run liquor stores. They're called Fine Wine and Good Spirits, and I went to one today in New Hope, Pennsylvania, and I want to show you what they have. This one has a little bit more than many, while all the PA Fine Wine and Good Spirits have essentially the same basic stuff. They all have one or two or more different things. And this particular one has many different things, in particular, Pennsylvania distilleries. I'm thinking about maybe getting some of these Pennsylvania bourbons that I've never had before and maybe doing a Pennsylvania blind or review of multiple bottles. I have some here. I'll show you one or two of those. But let me take you through what I saw today. Again, this was in New Hope, Pennsylvania. And I was there just maybe an hour ago. So take a look here. I've got photos of their locked case as well as all their shelves. The only thing that I didn't get a picture of, it was behind the register. They had a Knob Creek 18 that was $169.99. I think that's probably a good price. You know, the nice thing about PA liquor stores is that they sell at or maybe slightly above MSRP, but there's no secondary here. So if you get it at a PA liquor store, you're likely going to get a good price, in some cases maybe a great price. At the same time, I've been to liquor stores in New Jersey, Maryland, Virginia, DC, all over the place, and some of the basic stuff you can even find cheaper than the PA liquor stores because some places sell below MSRP. So, all right, let's take a look at the locked case. And you can see here, there's a lot of stuff in their locked case, some of which is bourbon. At the top there, you see some Whistle Pigs, some 12-year. There's the Bespoke Blend. There's Jefferson Marion McLean Bourbon. I haven't heard a whole lot about Jefferson, and what I do here isn't great, so I'm certainly not going to spend $300 on that. By the way, everything I'm showing you here, I passed on, except for one thing, and I'll tell you what that is at the end. Then you got your Woodford Reserve at $150. That's a good price. I haven't seen it that low anywhere else. It's not getting great reviews, so I didn't pick that up. I have seen it online for as low as $117 plus shipping, so maybe that gets you back to the $150. Then you've got Puncher's Chance, the Unified Belt. I heard one good thing about that, but not a lot. Again, I'm not rolling the dice for $150. You got the Remus Babe Ruth there for $200. You got some other whiskeys and scotches and all kinds of different things. Back to the bourbon, you got two Old Elks there. This particular Fine Wine and Good Spirits has a bunch of these, and they've had a bunch of these for a good long time. I don't know if they're not selling or they're getting replenished, but for $100 you got the 4-grain and you got the double wheat. I haven't heard that either one of those is worth $100. I have heard that the Kentucky Owl is overpriced. That's $119 for the St. Patrick's Kentucky Owl, which is actually significantly lower than I saw it last. And then you got a Whistle Pig 15. Down at the bottom, again, you've got the Old St. Nick's for $180. I haven't heard that they're worth $180. In fact, I heard quite the opposite, so I'm going to stay away from those until I can get a pour. Then you've got Booker's. I can't tell which one that is, but by the color of the label, it looks like their second expression this year. Correct me if I'm wrong. Leave a comment down below. And then you got Little Book, The Path Not Taken. I've heard really good things about that. I actually got that. I haven't tasted it yet. We will get there. All right. Moving on to the first regular counter. So first thing I want to point out is the PA Fine Wine and Good Spirits stores have been getting a lot of Christmas gift box sets. You see the bullet there for $33.99. It comes with, I believe that's a metal cup. I'll show you another one here, but they're getting a bunch of them for Christmas gifts. Starting right off, though, look at the top shelf. Maker's Mark, all the great stuff. So there's a couple things I want to point out. You got the Maker's Mark Cast Strength on sale for $42. That's a good price. And then right next to it, you got the Maker's Mark 101. at $38.99. That's the lowest price I've seen on the 101. This is also a good example of the PA Fine Wine Good Spirits. Not everyone has that. In fact, only a few have that. This particular one, A New Hope, has it all the time. And that's a great price. And you can see all the way at the end there, it is their Heart Release, which is getting rave reviews. I have that, so I didn't pick it up here. $75 they're asking for that one. Then you see all the Jim Beam Usual Suspects. You see the Wild Turkey Usual Suspects, the regular Wild Turkey on sale for $23. That's a good price. Then you see all the bottom shelf stuff. One interesting fact about the Zachariah Harris on the bottom shelf there for $11, $10.99. I got that. The reason I got that, I was having a conversation with one of the clerks at a different fine wine, and I learned that he told me that Sazerac bought Zachariah. Sazerac bought Zachariah. Boy, you say that 3 times fast. And so I picked it up. I'm going to do a review of that and see if Sazerac, who puts out all your Buffalo Trace, all the kind of the best stuff, see if they can put out I'd even accept an okay or good bourbon for $11. We'll find that out. Make sure you subscribe to see that coming. All right, let's look at the next section. This is the rest, as you can see, the Maker's Mark. Then we go into the Knob Creeks. The Knob Creek 12 across the top, that's $69.99. I've seen it cheaper. I've also seen it more expensive. That's an okay price. I already have it, so I didn't pick it up. More Jim Beam. There's the new Winter Reserve for $24.99. That's a really good price for that. That's getting good reviews. I picked that up earlier, so I didn't buy it here. Again, these are all the things I'm passing on. Below that, you've got the whole Old Forest lineup. You got Old Overholt, and then you got the bottom shelf Evan Williams stuff. Here's a great price for Evan Williams Bottle and Bond. $17.99. If you don't have that, get that. That's a tremendous value. I mean, that I could see, I don't even want to say it because the way things are going, they'll watch this video. Next thing you know, it'll be $35. Okay. So we're not going to say any more. Let's go to the next section. This one, you're going to see all your Woodford Reserve across the top. One interesting thing I'll show you right here is that, what do they call that? The Kentucky Straight Wheat Whiskey. That is moving pretty good here in PA. I haven't seen a lot about it online. I am tempted to pick it up. I didn't pick it up this time, but again, the Woodford Reserve, that whole lineup, it's in every PA Fine Wine and Good Spirits. So what I may do is wait for it to go on sale. Woodford Reserve goes on sale a couple times a year at least at the PA stores. Now you got the next one is the Double Oaked at $67.99. That's an okay price, not a great price. The Woodford Reserve Master Collection there, the 121.2. For $150, I'm going to pass on that. I haven't heard great stuff about it. All right, next across the top, you're going to see the Bird Gang. That is the Philadelphia Eagles, the old-time Philadelphia Eagles logo. So that's something you'll only see in Pennsylvania, probably only southeast Pennsylvania. I know Nathan over at Everyday Drinker, he's waiting for a special occasion to crack that, but we don't know how good it is. I guess once he has that, he'll let us know. Then you got Dad's Hat. And Dad's Hat, right, they're all rye whiskeys based out of Pennsylvania. They are 20 minutes from me. I've gone to their tasting room. It's a cute little, almost a little bar. Picked up some great ryes there. They've got their vermouth finished rye. That was a top 100 for wine enthusiasts at 90 points. It's on sale. I was really thinking about that. But that is distilled and then aged for 6 months and then finished for another 3. So I think I want to go back to the distillery and taste it. 9 months aging is can be questionable. Is questioned in my mind. So I want to taste it before I buy it. And then you've got right next to that, you've got Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond at $49.99. That's a great price. I don't know that I've seen it for less than that. You got the Russell's Reserves rye and the bourbon there. The rye's on sale. Okay, there's that Puncher's Chance Unified Belt again for $150, also on the shelf. Interesting, they have it on the shelf and they've got it locked up. More Jim Beam. So they got the Jim Beam 7-year on sale for $28. That's gotten a lot of press lately. Some people really love it. Some do not. I have that. I may or may not do a review on that. Then you see all the Bullet stuff. You see Four Roses stuff. Dickel, 1792. There is Green River, which is getting a lot of play. I didn't pick that up because I already have it. And then you've got the bottom shelfer stuff, the Evan Williams 1792. Yes, it's a bottom shelfer. It's $21.99. Also punching above its weight. I don't want to say that too loud because if they hear me, they'll raise the price. Henry McKenna on sale for $26. And we're going to move on to the next section. Well, let's continue across the bottom. You can see there we got early times, but it's not bottle and bond. It's $22. I want the bottle and bond. Doggone it. PA Fine Wine and Good Spirits. Get the bottle and bond. That's a no-brainer. Let's see, what else across the bottom? Nothing special. A lot of Ezra Brooks stuff. Old Granddad. Then you go, let's go to the second from the bottom there. It's from Remus. All right, so let's talk about, here's another PA-only distillery. This is Bluebird. You see the 3 in the middle, the white rye, the regular rye, and the 4-grain. I've got the 4-grain right here. I enjoy this quite a bit. This is the loudest cork I have. Man, I smell sweet berries. Then look next to it, there's a 1675. That is a PA distiller. I think Blue Eye 6 is PA. And then we move up, and here's, well, before I get to the Jeffersons, there's the Bullet Rye, 95.5 rye for $55. Now that's a value. You know, with all my complaining about how prices are going up, there's a lot of value stuff, and that's one of them. That's for $55, it's punching way above its weight. Is there better ryes? Yes. Are there better values in rye? I don't think so. Just like the Evan Williams Bottle and Bond, that is a great price. So then we've got some other stuff here, some regular stuff. You see some Hirsch there and so on. Let's see. So you see this red brick here, that's another Pennsylvania distillery. There's a couple here I think that I'm missing, but there's more Pennsylvania distilleries. So at the top you got Sagamore, awesome. You've got some Clyde Mays, good. Here's one I want to point out. Pikesville for $65. Come on, Pikesville. I mean, you know, their claim to fame is it's an excellent rye, no question about that. But they used to be down to the $50, $55 range. And at that price and Pikesville's profile, I like Pikesville's profile. The flavor profile has a little more sweetness in it than the Bullet, but the value is gone. It's probably, you know, given the price increases that have happened and are likely going to continue to happen, that's probably a fair price for the flavor profile. I just, you know, again, you know, I'm just missing Pikesville as a value prospect or value option. Right next to that is Liberty Pole. That's a Pennsylvania bourbon. Next to that is Pennsylvania Straight Rye from Wiggle, obviously a Pennsylvania. I don't know if Thistle and Fitch is. And then lastly, on the top shelf, you got the Old Overholt 11. I did a review of that. It's outstanding. It's not a value because it's at $100. You can see there. But it's delicious. It's excellent. Like, if you can get it, get it. This particular Fine Wine and Good Spirits had 2 bottles left. That's all they had. Most fine wines didn't get it. The ones that did get it, I'm surprised they still have 2 left because the one I got it originally, which I think was in Richboro, PA, they're out of it. Unless they got more. I don't know. And I have a review for that. You can check that out right here. I'll figure out how to get that done. You got Templeton in there. Okay, let's go to the next shelf. So again, here on the left, you'll see another gift set. Knob Creek 9 with 2 glasses there, $39.99. Then let's look across the top here. So Basil Hayden is going to town, and it looks like PA Fine Wine and Good Spirits is here for it. They've got a ton of variety there. And in fact, they've got one missing. That one was on sale. I believe that was the toasted. They have the 10-year there at $75. I looked at it. I considered it. I passed on it because, yes, it's a 10-year, but it's 80 proof. Basil Hayden is a good product. It's not, for me, a premium product, but it's good. I think for them, they could have done better at a lower price. Maybe it's worth it. I don't know, but I'm not going to spend $75 on an 80 proof to find out. I may try and get a pour somewhere if I can. Next to that, you've got your Whistle Pig. I had the Whistle Pig 6-year bourbon. I enjoyed it quite a bit. That's gone. I'm not replenishing it, so I didn't pick it up here. Then you've got the Jack Daniels. That's my personal favorite brand of all time. They've got so many good selections. So here's the regular kind of lineup. They've got this McLaren bottle, $32.99. It's a 1 liter. So while the regular bottle is $28, you're spending for another $5. You're getting a quarter of a liter more in a collectible bottle. Then you've got the Gentleman Jack. We go down. Here's something interesting. The Larceny is on sale for $27.99, and they've got both the old and the new labels. Same bottle, different label types. And then you've got the barrel proof. I think that's A124 at $70.99. PA Fine Wine Spirits raised their price. That was always at $64.99. And the Elijah Craig, so it was kind of $65, and the Elijah Craig was $75. Now Larceny is $71, and the Elijah Craig is $75. If you're choosing between the two, get the Elijah Craig at $75. For an extra $4, it's worth it. Traveler's Whiskey, yes, that is a Buffalo Trace quasi product. $39.99, I'm not getting it. I've always passed on this. I have got no interest in this. Unless it gets under $30, I might take a flyer on it. At the bottom, you've got Rittenhouse Tin Cup. Haven't tried the Tin Cup. I've tried the Tin Cup 10-year. I really enjoy it. It's very delicious at 84 proof, and it's a good price, good value. They've got Rebel Cask Strength down there. It's a pick for that for those stores. We got a couple bottles of the Elvis. Passed on that. Passed on the Elvis, if you can believe it. Passed on the Elvis. I love Elvis, but I'm pretty sure he had nothing to do with this whiskey. I'm going on a limb there, but I'm pretty sure Elvis had nothing to do with that whiskey. And if Elvis was still alive, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have allowed his name to get put on that whiskey. I don't know. I haven't tasted it, but if Elvis was still alive, I'm pretty sure he'd be putting his name on something way better than that. Anyway, personal opinion. Moving on. So then you've got the regular Elijah Craig on sale for $32. That's a good price. So what we're going to see over here is more Whistle Pig across the top. So you got a Whistle Pig. You got a small batch rye, $80. That's $10 off. That's a good value. That's a good discount for PA Fine Wine Good Spirits. But I don't know if it's a good value because I haven't tried it. And again, I'm not going to take a chance on anything for $80 without trying. All right, if we move across the top, Uncle Nearest is there. There we get Ezra Brooks. That's a Fine Wine and Good Spirits pick for $60. There's an Old Ezra 7-year for $80. It's kind of a little sad that Old Ezra is now $80. I mean, come on, But I get it. These distilleries, they got to make money, and all the costs are going up: transportation costs, labor costs, utility costs. They got to make their money, and it's selling. So I guess the prices will still go up until it stops selling. All right, Stranahan's is there. Those I think are okay prices. Calumet, those I've passed on. I only have one Calumet. We'll get to the Michter's in a second. So let's look. We got more Jack Daniels here. You got the trifecta, the bonded rye, and the triple mash. I like all those. My favorite is the triple mash. Interesting is that, look at this. The triple mash is an extra $2. I assume there's a reason for that. Next to that, you got the single barrels and the single barrel at barrel proof. Those are good prices. You may be able to find, Jack Daniel's barrel proof cheaper, but $69.99 or $70. That's a good price. There's all the Elijah Craigs and the Shelfer Old Elk. Next to that, you have a Dead Guy whiskey. I think that's a Pennsylvania. I got a flyer on here. I think that's a Pennsylvania. I think. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. All right, you got a Bowman's Brothers at $35, and you've got Penelope Straight, and you've got the Toasted at $65.99. I have a Toasted store pick, not from Fine Wine. I forget, it was outside of PA. I'll get to that one eventually. Let me know if that one you're interested. Leave a comment. I'll do that. Next counter. Okay, so you got the Michter's across the top. That's the basic lineup. That's all great stuff. They're pretty good prices. But again, PA, they put that stuff on sale from time to time, and I have the ones that I want, with maybe the exception. I don't have the American whiskey, but I'll wait for it to go on sale because those they have at every PA Fine Wine and Spirit. So I'll wait for that to go on sale. 2XO, I haven't really gotten into that one yet. Angel's Envy and Angel's Envy barrel, single barrel right there with no price. I think if memory serves, it's either $75 or $80. Don't quote me. There's Derringer for $84, $85. I think that's a good price for that, actually. All right. Moving down, you got the Yellowstones. There is a Yellowstone store pick there for $70 in the middle. The only Redwood Empire they have is the Pipe Dream right there. Only Horse Soldier they have. Try and say that 3 times fast. Horse Soldier, Horse Soldier, Horse Soldier. Ooh. All right. Did it. Then you got Wise Man, Heaven's Door. So at the bottom there, they've got all this bottom shelf. So I haven't tried any of that stuff. Even the Bird Dog, where we have a bunch of selections. The Black Cherry is on sale for $16.80. If you know anything about that stuff, let me know in the link down below. It kind of sounds like stuff maybe you'd mix with in the summertime. I don't know. High West, that's a lot of options for a fine wine in PA High West. The regular bourbon is usually what they have. The rest of it they may or may not have in variety. So the Campfire is $80. I also passed on that. I don't have that. That, to me, from what I can tell and what I can hear, that's a polarizing bottle. Some people love it to death. Some people just hate it. So I need to try that before I buy that. There's Garrison Brothers. That is a Texas bourbon for my cousin Cy, right? At $90, but I haven't had Garrison Brothers. I don't want to take a shot at $90. I do have, and we don't have this here in PA for my cousin Cy. I've got Still Austin, a couple bottles of that I'm gonna review just for you. Okay, Henry McKenna 10-year bottle and bond, delicious, $68. Again, it's moving up, but if you can, and I've seen it for less at liquor stores outside of PA, so I wouldn't pay that. I'd pay less. Barrel Foundations, $49.99 on sale. That should be the regular price. It shouldn't be higher. Right next to that, you got the Barrel Bourbon, cask strength, batch 35. That's the batch. That you can still find batch 35s. You can see that $85. 85 is on the high end, but that is such a good bottle. That is such a good bottle. Then you got Dovetail. Okay. And lastly, there at the top, you got Widow Jane 10-year at $80 and the Applewood at $50. So these are all the things that are in PA Fine Wine and Good Spirits today, November 2nd, 2024. And it is a bigger selection than most Fine Wine and Good Spirits. There's a few out there that have that. I don't think that there's necessarily a rhyme or reason. It seems like wherever they can get the bigger stores, that's where we're going to have the bigger selections. And it's not just for bourbons. It's also for wines and other things. All alcohols, actually. So I showed you everything I didn't get. Let me show you what I got. Grand Marnier. It's the secret ingredient for old fashions. Instead of using oranges, which they always go bad before I can use up an orange, you can use Grand Marnier, which is an orange liqueur. I won't get into that right now. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. I get a lot of views and only a few thumbs up, so give me a thumbs up. And continue to tune in because I've got more coming. Once again, my name is Derek. This is the Bourbon Table. We'll see you next time. Wow.